Hello there, Eternal. This is Skinless, the guild leader for the Eternal Alliance, and today we're going to be looking at the GBA Separatist Might Phase 1 Special Mission. So I have another video that I'll link in here that is showing how to complete this with specifically using the IG 100 Magna Guard. Now, he's my preferred unit. I went ahead and I Gear 13'd him and took him to R5 back when Gas was first released, so he's kind of been my favorite tank to use. I found that a lot of people are using other units, specifically using GBA for this. Now, there are a couple different options you can use for this mission, and I'll make videos on each individual option. So you can usually use either IG-100, which is less common. GBA seems to be the most common, it feels like. A lot of people like to use GBA, however, on the Geonosian mission that's up here, which you can use Watt for. But if you're not one of those individuals who has Watt built up, GBA or IG-100 are usually going to be your number one choices. Now, within that, there's one other option, which some people use General Grievous. I'm talking with my guild a little bit, and I thought of making one of those, and I think I will make one of those videos in the future on how to use him as well to win it. But the problem is that you continuously have an issue with his unique, where he's going to be damaging your B1 the entire time, and so it's a little bit of a harder method to use specifically. So your four choices are either using IG-100, which is my favorite, using Watt Tambor, which is honestly a cheese in a way. Unless you get Shock T, that can be a little bit difficult, depending. Then you've also got GBA, and then you've also got General Grievous. So in this case, for this video, we're going to go ahead and pull our GBA, since he's going to be the most kind of common unit that people use. So within mine, I have I've got the Newt gun ray at Gear 12. You can do this with the Gear 11 easily, but just to kind of show you a little bit of what I've got going on here. Not the greatest mods, but 260 speed is fine. In fact, let's see, nothing great there. That's actually a really crappy mod. What am I doing there? Okay, so GBA, we're going to go ahead and look at this. I don't remod for these. I just kind of throw in what I've got. I've got the 270 speed here. He's going to have the Brute, which is great. B1, no 6 dot, as you can see, nothing too crazy. 263 speed, physical offense, probably could be better, but it's a start. B2, he's also the Gear 12, which is fine. A lot of potency. So this is an option. And then for Druidica, not everyone's going to have him Gear 13. I do, but it's kind of depends on what you are looking for. I actually did him almost by accident, so this can be done with a Gear 12. So let's go and pop into this and take a look. So I'm going to go ahead and start focusing down on these guys. Nothing too insane. In fact, that was almost a misplay at the beginning, honestly. But go ahead and give that to him. Go to our leader. Use our extortion. So to me, the extortion honestly is kind of the main key to a lot of this. Make sure you're just continuously trying to spread it as much as you can. Use your different buffs and debuffs and go for this here. So I mean, nothing too crazy yet. I always take out the clone sergeants first. Clone commanders are always a good one to take out. You want to get rid of the units that have the AoEs. That's always the key, is getting rid of those AoEs, because that's really what's going to take you down as you go. I try to get the medics out of the way if we can. Always go to the leader. I don't know. It's almost like I always go to the leader just in case. You don't have to, but I find that's going to be kind of your best bet. Just to kind of get those units under control. Gonna go to Mace Windu, take him down now. So we've got some taunts that kind of come in there, and I usually save those as far as for how to take out those units until later, because I can usually get around the taunts. The taunts are more annoying than anything else, not like they actually cause too much of a concern or issue. And so this is kind of going pretty well. I don't need to use specials or anything. I'm using the specials for the droids, but as far as for the Geos, don't really need to. Just kind of walking through it. We're getting pretty good here. I'm going to hold on to my extortion for the next round, so nothing too insane. Pretty easy to walk through this. Even used a basic there, which, I mean, wasn't really my intention, but kind of showing how easy this can be. Now, you want to spam the specials as much as you can if you really, if your units are specifically, lower geared. The lower your gear, the more specials you want to use. Which, when I say specials, I mean just making sure your B1's always using its special, using your droideka to always go underneath that stealth, or not stealth, but like underneath this protective shield. Get rid of the units that have the AoEs, control the, the revives, and go from there. The ARC troopers are always kind of annoying because of the way that they are built. Now, I got very lucky in this one to not have specifically the Shock T lineup. That is absolutely terrible. I can't stand the Shock T lineup just based on the way it is. It's definitely one of those ones that absolutely just kind of wrecks your entire phase, but that's why I kind of like to use the IG-100 if I can for that one, removing the buffs, but isn't a totally fully required style. Let's go ahead and get him out of the way. I know Barris can be annoying. Let's go ahead and heal up. There we go. And then, actually we want to get rid of him. So as far as that goes, I mean, this is kind of the easy way to do it. It almost feels like a lot of people like to use GBA specifically when it comes down to the Geonosian mission, but within that one, you can kind of get around that with using either Watt or another tank of some sort. So it depends on the size of your guild too. If you have a lower GP guild and every CM counts, especially in phase 1, then, well, that's something to kind of think about. I'm going for Pawns here because I find that Pawns is kind of the most annoying unit out there. Cody is pretty awful to deal with, but I really don't care for the debuffs and everything that kind of comes around with Pawns AoE. So I go for him as best as I can, and hold on for hope there. Oof. Let's keep on going. I don't like how low GBA is getting, but there we go. We'll go ahead and heal him. Onto that. Perfect. Okay, so we kind of defend ourselves there. Then let's go ahead and heal up the Brute, which is normally what you're going to end up healing anyway. But again, kind of just depending upon how your guild is for the phase 1. Our guild, I mean, we barely beat it with about 28 players instead of needing the full extra, for depending upon what you're kind of doing. Just based on our size, we don't have to have everyone playing it. But if you do, probably want to kind of see what you can do for the Geonosians, but this is working pretty well as far as for how to what team to use. So which we'll go ahead and we'll highlight the other teams too as we kind of go along with other videos, but this one here at least kind of gives you an idea of what the two main ones are. And like I said, I'll go ahead and I'll link the IG-100 Magna Guard version of it as well, and how to beat it with him. You do want to have a nicely built Magna Guard if you're going to go ahead and go that route, but I do believe he's actually the best version of this mission. But as you see, we can kind of just walk right through this. Shock T in phase 3 makes it a little more difficult, but this mission really is not a hard one. Your guild should probably be able to, if you have the right units, be able to go ahead and just walk yourself through and get yourself 50 out of 50 on this one. But not everyone is quite as well set, so hopefully this video helps and kind of gives you an idea of how to go ahead and go forward with it. Always spamming the extortion and your specials as best you can, and there we go. So as always, I hope that you appreciate the video and that maybe it gave you an idea of how to go ahead and run this. And as always, thank you for going forward with this. And if you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe, or at least let me know what you're thinking, so that way I can continue to make better videos in the future. And as always, Skinless is out.